Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
We are ready for the event.
NBC News, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Gotti Schwartz with NBC News. How do you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear. How do you hear us?
I hear you fantastic. Greeting from 30 Rock. What's out your window right now?
It is the beautiful planet Earth. Just it's a day pass, which means we can see everything that's rotating by us. And I've been here for 2 days, and so anytime I look out there, I'm just astounded by everything I see.
The Artemis 2 mission has reignited so much wonder once again in space. Does it feel that way up in the International Space Station?
That's a great question, and we are so excited for our friends and colleagues on Artemis 2 and for the whole team, the amount of success that they've had sending humans around the moon again for the first time in decades. It's so cool. From up here, our experience of it was pretty awesome. We have good connectivity, so we were hearing stuff from home and we were hearing stuff from the mission control team. We had the opportunity to have a spacecraft-to-spacecraft conversation with the Artemis 2 crew on their way back, on their translunar flight back from the moon to Earth. And that's super special, right? Humans don't often get the opportunity to have multiple spacecraft talking to each other, sharing the stories of the experiences that they saw, the similarities of the crew's experience from their time on the space station, and the things that they saw on Artemis 2 that, having had humans here on space station for 25 years, that they saw help that program grow and be the success that it is.
Humans also don't get to just drop the mic and have it float in front of them perfectly. It is so wild to see, microgravity in action. Sorry for the distraction there, but that is incredible stuff. I know Artemis 4 is coming up, and either one of you could be chosen. Both of you could be spending a whole lot of time on the moon in the near future. What are your lunar dreams?
First, it's very hard. You're right. It's very hard to drop the mic here, but the folks on Artemis 2 definitely did. But Artemis 4, Lunar Dreams, I love NASA's ambitions to just do the near impossible, to change our future, and to start a lunar base. I mean, I'm an emergency medicine doctor. I would absolutely like to work in a clinic there, keep people healthy, figure out how to practice medicine. And the cool thing is the space station is kind of a stepping stone to doing that. I'm only on day 2, but each day we kind of learn what it takes to take care of people, the ins and outs of daily life, and I think those skills are just directly applicable to something like a lunar base. So that's my small ambition.
First lunar clinic. That's yours. That's what you're claiming. I know you just got up there. We saw the video that you posted from, above all of us or below all of us. I know up and down is a little bit weird in space, but I also saw you talk a little bit about the vastness of that domain and thank the Space Guardians. Was that striking?
It is striking because it is in so many ways just this new area and field for all of us. And we're really hitting this point where it's just opening up. You're seeing more people fly to space. You're seeing more missions. Like in the past year and in the coming years, it's going to accelerate so fast. And it's lucky that as a country, we're positioned to be there to support it and to keep it open and accessible to everybody. And so I think one of the most important jobs will be for those guardians and the future ones that are thinking about it. I can't think of anything more exciting. So that's why I would love sharing this with people and try to encourage anyone who wants to do that. Jack here is in the Navy.
That would be cooler, huh? If you were in the Navy, then you'd be having more fun. That'd be the only way.
He likes to joke around a lot.
Speaking of jokes, I mean, you've only been up there for day 2, but like, what kind of shenanigans happen behind the scenes?
All great shenanigans happen behind the scenes. That is right.
Well, they're so far they're drawing a lot of joy out of watching me crash into things. It's kind of like being a toddler, and you're learning to get around a little bit. Sometimes you go too fast and you hit some valuable cameras or things like that. They try to keep it safe, but there is a learning curve to operating in microgravity. In fact, we discussed whether or not we should try to do a backflip here, but Jack was a little bit worried that I hadn't hit Simone Biles level dexterity. But maybe the next interview.
Wait, hold up. Now, next interview, you got the microphone doing backflips. I believe in you. You made it all the way up there. I think it's possible. Let's see. That Simone Biles has never done that, and she is the GOAT. That was Olympic level backflipping. First time you could have crashed. I mean, you got the suits right there next to you. Very valuable stuff. A 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. It's so interesting to talk to you because, I mean, you have a background in medicine. I know a lot of the experiments that you've taken up there are going to be studying the effects of the vascular system and how the human body interacts with space. We've been going up to space for quite some time. How do we not understand all of this?
I think it's just so new, and we haven't sent enough people up. There's been somewhere on the order of 600 or to 700 people who have flown to space. We've learned so much about medicine on Earth over millions, hundreds of millions of people over time have built knowledge. 600's not that much to learn these things, so we're discovering new diseases, and just like Guardians out there, I encourage anyone who's interested in space medicine or medicine to think about it, because there's no field like this where you can just learn a completely new disease process. So it's super interesting from that perspective. And just today we did a really cool experiment where we took water and we turned it into IV fluid. I was doing that with the astronaut Jessica Meir here. And so we're just developing new skills out here, these skills that are going to apply to things that we're going to do in the future.
First lunar hospital has to have your name on it. Incredible experimentation. Another one is the growth, if I'm reading this correctly, but you guys are growing crystals up in space, and it seems as though that could open up a whole revolution in space manufacturing. Does it seem like that's on the horizon?
It's hard to predict exactly what's going to happen in the future, but things are definitely moving in that direction, right? We can grow crystal and biological organisms and cells up here without the same effect that gravity has on the surface of the Earth, right? These types of structures can be complex, and they can be driven during their growth cycle of which direction gravity is pointing. And up here, it doesn't have the same effect, but we have all the other same conditions. We have the same pressure, the same atmosphere composition. We just don't have that same gravity vector. So it is interesting to see how the crystals grow, how the teams and the scientists that apply for grants that work with the national laboratory that the International Space Station is to develop these experiments and grow these products, both for pure research, just to understand how this material science and how these types of things work, but also for the future of space manufacturing and the economy of low Earth orbit and beyond. And the more that we can figure out here on the space station, the more science and technology development that we do here, the better off we're going to be when we go to the moon and we go to Mars and beyond, because we're going to have that that knowledge and technology behind us to help us out.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you can take gravity out of the equation, something that is so important, so determining how we've evolved, all those things. All of a sudden, gravity's out of the equation, and very different things can happen. I do want to ask, I know you guys had that scare up on the International Space Station with the leak. There was the evacuation to a Crew Dragon. How do situations like that work?
Situations like that are handled very professionally by both the teams up here and the teams on the ground. We train before we come up here for years to understand how the systems work, how our detection methods can tell us where the leak is and what the rate is, and what level of response that we have to have. We work hand in hand with our international partners from around the world to understand those types of problems and react in the most appropriate way, so we are keeping ourselves safe to the max extent possible, and protecting the station and the investment that we have up here as we continue to do science. So it wasn't a normal day, certainly, as we went through that, but also it felt very calm. It was very we went through the steps of the procedure methodically. We had incredible support from the ground and our colleagues up here as well. And we just worked through the problem until we got to a satisfying solution. And by the end of the day, we were back to work doing our normal science. So I would say that everything kind of worked as advertised, and the teams performed pretty well.
It's such an interesting thing. I mean, you have to put so much trust in the system, so much trust in the structure, and everyone that got it to where it is. And yet I imagine the first night in space, at least for myself, knowing the threat of things like micrometeors or something unexpected. And like, how did your first night of sleep go on the ISS?
It was actually pretty good. we did a sleep shift in Russia, so that we were on station time, which is Greenwich Mean Time, and then when I got up here, it was in the evening, and there was two incredible events. One was closing in. I saw Space Station, and we spent so many years studying it, and to see it glinting in the sunlight, reflecting back at us. It was just so beautifully complex and amazing. I think I was more marveling at what a monument to what we were able to achieve together, more so than thinking about some of the potential downstream problems that could happen. So I think I shifted a bit towards optimism there, but I do know that people and all the engineers that are working on this problem, and we've certainly spent a lot of time talking with them, and they are the best in the business. So I think we put a lot of trust in each other to just get this incredibly difficult job done. And so that helps me sleep well at night, plus being a little bit tired from a pretty long day.
Yeah, and also you don't have pesky gravity weighing down on your body. I imagine that does wonders for sleep as well. You two are up on the International Space Station, and at NASA, it's such an interesting time. I mean, you've got the old school, the fact that you went up on a Soyuz rocket. You've got the training that you're doing on Crew Dragons, and then possibly beyond with Starship, with possibly a lunar lander from Blue Origin. Is it difficult to have one foot in the old legacy technology that is tried and true, and then another foot in engineering that is happening in real time?
We can both answer this one. I think it's actually pretty great, because you get a different approach to the same problem, and people just solve it in different ways, and that just expands your toolkit of ways you can handle things. And it is a truly unique experience to fly in a Soyuz, and I'm grateful for that. It's steeped in tradition, and one of the really cool things is just kind of learning from my crewmates how they approach specific things. Like a small thing is the rockets held up by these counterbalance weights, and they just drop away during launch, and they roll over their center of gravity, and they just fall away, and it just launches. And it's such a simple engineering design. It just broadens your perspective. But I'll ask Jack what he thinks about Dragon in comparison to it. But
I think when we talk about the different technologies, we're really talking about the people that have put all this technology together and the engineering solutions as well. And one of the really awesome parts about the space program is that everyone who's here is so passionate and excited. NASA has just this most incredible workforce of people that choose to be here, that move from all over the world, all around the country, to work for NASA because they're fired up and excited about the potential of human space flight and robotic space flight and science experiments and all these technology and engineering challenges. And that's true at our commercial partners as well. Like the time that we spent at Hawthorne working with SpaceX, training on Crew Dragon, like those people are so excited and so motivated, and they love what they do. And that type of stuff is infectious and exciting to be part of. And they're relying on knowledge and experience from people that have been doing this, since the dawn of the space age. And so the technology may change, but the people are still passionate and exciting, and it's pretty awesome. We're pretty proud to be part of that.
There are very few things on planet Earth that bring us all together. Space is one of them. Seems like the World Cup right now is the other. Are those worlds colliding up there on the International Space Station?
Absolutely. We are watching both of them, and I'm following them pretty intently. And Jack's been working on his skills, and he's looking for a bid in maybe 4 years from now if someone sees his highlight reel.
I'm telling you, there's gonna have to be the first
we've been
soccer
lucky.
game up on the lunar surface.
Yeah, I think that could be true. That could be one of our lunar goals. I think, yeah.
There's the World Cup, and then there's the Lunar Cup. Sign me up for the Lunar Cup because I definitely can't hack it in the World Cup. Awesome. Thank you, fellas.
It's been fun to watch the World Cup from up here. Yeah.
Perfect. Fellas, thank you so very much. Houston, thank you. This has been, a bucket list thing for me. I can't tell you how much it's meant to us and the entire team. Godspeed up there. We love looking up, knowing that you guys are circling above every single moment of every single day.
Thanks for those kind words. We're really proud to represent humanity up here as we take our next step to the moon and beyond.
Station, this is Houston ACR, and that concludes our event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.